Good day, madam, and welcome to your Synastry chart reading. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do is hide this ugly ass panel because I hate it so much. So I have you on the inside listed as person A, and I have your lover listed as person B on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start at your ascendant house. That's the first house in your chart. And I'm going to I'm going to explain how your energies affect one another. We're going to go around and find out how your human radio receivers pick up each other's signal. This will let us know more about your past life together, how your energies are affecting each other in this life, and sort of what areas you're meant to most interact, like compartments. I was about to say compadres, man, it's late. Compartments in each other's lives, like areas, school, work, all that sort of stuff. But then we'll take a quick look at the composite at the end so we can find out what the blueprint is for the relationship, because the composite is actually like the natal chart for the relationship. It shows what the final outcome is supposed to be. If this synastry chart is the ingredients and the cooking instructions, the composite chart is the cake. So let's get started here with this ascendant. Let me blow this up a little bit. Let me be extra today. Love it. I don't know why I don't do this all the time. I got told a while ago that the mouse doesn't even line up with whatever the hell I'm talking about. And it just really, really brought me down after that. So ascendant in your chart, the first house, this is how you are physically affected, how you feel in your ego, your identity. This is who you are, the character you are growing into in this life, right? So your dude, his mind, his physical body, what he values and how he cares for other people are all in your first house. Like his energy should be super comforting to you. And it's all in the way that he thinks and expresses himself. So he probably says exactly what you need to hear when you need to hear it. It's the feeling this is given. So next we have his fourth house. That's his house of family, right? His home. Over here, we have your second house of your values, your belongings. What that does is that connects the house that he has, that he was promised in this life, to your belongings. Like your stuff belongs in his house. We have your nessus right here, which is your like sexual deviant marker. Just giving you a heads up that that's triggered once you're in his household and once he's like the king of the castle. So that just means that sexual activity would increase if you guys were to live together on a regular basis. This is backed up by the fact that your moon, which is your emotional disposition, like your feelings and your mind get triggered together, like your feelings dictate how your mind works. That energy is like set on fire by his Mars. His drive and his passion, really like his attention to detail, how you need comfort, like how he can just predict your feelings and stuff. That actually makes these two things start working together and trigger. So you get like hornier the more he talks to you and the more that you guys hang out. So we have his Juno. This is what his idea of the perfect wife and partner would be, right? In his fifth house of true love. So he wanted a real like soulmate right at your IC. What is the IC? The seat of your soul, who you are underneath it all, the base persona of you, right? So that's lovely. And it's also the beginning of his house, his home. So you're the wife that belongs in his house there. That is backed up by the fact that, or the, look at me messing stuff all up. I'm a mess, girl. I'm a mess. Um, you're Juno. I get excited and my mouth can't move as fast as my mind. Slow humans. You're Juno. Your soulmate marker is right next to his Pluto in Libra. So in his chart, it shows up as you being like his housewifey. Every day on a day-to-day basis, you transform his idea of what partnership is. With his vertex, which is a fated event for him, being in your fourth house, the fated event was you guys sort of becoming a family in this life or having a home together or an emotional tie to one another. That is a partnership of some sort. Over here, we have your Vesta. This is your sacrifice in this life, but it's also the fuel that keeps you going. With you having that in the sixth house, it's like you really would be like the consummate partner for him on a day-to-day basis. Y'all might even work together, or y'all are so like enmeshed in each other's jobs or like what each other's does that he would help you with your job and you would really help him be better at his job or to actually pursue his dreams and stuff like that. So your Pluto next to his Uranus, your power, your transformation, your sexual identity, because this is in your fifth house of of your sexual energy, like your romantic, playful sexual energy, it triggers a change in him, which is what he was meant to be doing in his life. He's meant to be learning how to settle down with one person. And that is because his North Node, where he was headed in this life, was to be a partner who was so intertwined with their partner that they sort of merge at a soul level. Your Pluto, your sexual energy clicks the button that changes his ability to be faithful. So that's probably handy with this situation, right? I couldn't resist. So this next part I thought you would really, really freaking enjoy, right? Because this is your Saturn. Your Saturn is the contract you have in your life. You have a past life contract. And then your vertex is right here, which is your fated event, right next to your South Node, which is where you're coming from. You wanted back your true love. And who was your true love? This guy. This is a past life husband. You came straight from his marriage house. In this life, his emotional disposition, his je ne sais quoi, if you will, his part of fortune, his sprinkle of luck, the way that he is open in his relationships and his sexuality, possibly being in an open relationship, change your day-to-day life. They're going to change the whole setup for what you're doing in your philosophies and your beliefs about what you thought relationships were going to be, which makes sense with the events that you just told me about in the inbox. Over here, we have your Mercury, which is the way your mind works, and your Neptune, which is your telepathic receiver, like how you receive your channels and how you send them out in his eighth house. This means that you guys have been talking behind the scenes for years. You've been sending messages to him, especially in the subconscious realm, particularly when he's going through hard stuff. But just in general, you send messages to him back and forth. When we get to his 12th house, we'll see how his messages come to you as well. But for right now, it just seems like his is way more practical in nature. Like guys are built so different, even in the chart. Because right here we got his emotions send out a signal to you. Even when he doesn't say things to you, his emotions send beams to you, where yours are more, you think it pops out, which makes a lot of sense because your emotions are guiding your mind, as we discussed over here. Wild. So your sun and your Jupiter, you're expansive by nature, but you're like expansive as a wife. You having your son in seventh, that's a partner. That's the same as you having your son in Libra. But you were in his ninth house of the second wife or the additional spouse, the one that will affect his reputation in some way, shape, or form. Fun, right? Fun. He's a very traditional person, usually traditional belief system, traditional belief on structure of relationships. But all of that is about to take a spin when that Uranus energy from your Scorpio activities changes how he feels about relationships. Like, hey, maybe I can get divorced. Maybe I do believe in twin flames and stuff. And this is also because you're part of fortune, which is your sprinkle of luck is in your sexual abilities, is in your sexual liberation. Your sexuality will be questionable here. Like maybe you like a lot of things, homegirl. But this is something that would also pop up in his life and his reputation as well, just affecting the way that people know him and your sexual energy. Like people will look at him and then look at you and be like, oh, this is a sex thing. So just be aware of that. That's not the case at all, but it's because so much of your look is appealing in a way that stands out to other people that people are going to assume what they want to assume. So over here we have your Mars, which is your drive, your sex drive, and your values in life, your beauty, and your unique genius, all were a turning point for him. And I'm going to say it's karmic or fated because it's in the sign of Pisces. This was one of his wishes and dreams. And for you, it was one of the things that you wanted to expand towards in this life. You were seeking a higher love, something that made you believe in things outside of just this human experience. Now we have worked our way back to his 12th house, which explains a lot for me because your Lilith in his 12th house means that you meet each other in dreams, right? His sexual energy, his prowess, his love of the aggression in women and hate at the same time is the turning point for you. It's going to be like he really amps you in everything that you do and encourages you to be a boss ass bitch. And it sometimes can happen through what occurs in the dream world. So his Chiron over here in the 12th house, when he needs healing in regards to his like sense of self-worth and stuff, it triggers your energy. And it's in your 11th house of wishes and dreams. So your Uranus gets triggered. Where's your Uranus again? in the sixth house. So you've been getting sort of moved towards him on a day-to-day basis, like it was chess, because his south node is right next to your Ceres. This is where he came from in the past life, like where he was super happy because it's in Taurus. That's your peace, right? Is in your care. He wanted to go back to that. He wanted to start there and then end up as your partner. And you end up as his partner. So this is going to start off rather hidden also because of this south node in Taurus and this Ceres that you have in his 12th house, like the nurturing and the love and the way that you make him feel, I guess, like royal or regal. And this could also be an oral thing, but that's a whole nother conversation. So your north node, which is where you were guided to in this life, is next to his Jupiter. What is Jupiter? The husband in astrology, my dear. So we have his Eros, his sexual energy, right? Right next to your Chiron. The way that he like talks you through it and all that stuff is what you needed to heal the subconscious trauma that you have in this life from other things that have occurred, like self-esteem issues, people talking down on you, you even talking down on yourself could be a thing here. But his unique genius and what he's been saving have all been saved up in order to help you with those thoughts that keep rattling in your head. This combination also means that he has been sending you messages just based upon his desires for communication, for intellectual stimulation, and sex, because this nest is next to your ascendant. Like sex is a really big thing, but conversation like amps up the sex. So now that we understand the ingredients, let's see what the design is. I just told you over there on the computer that you guys were twins. This is your twin based upon the experience you had. The composite chart will definitely tell us that. What is this? This is the ascendant for both of you guys, right? What is the Gemini? Twins rising, my dear. Freaking told you, girl. And then look at this. Your south node is in ninth, the house of Sagittarius, right? Where's the north node? The north node is in the house of Gemini. Twins rising, girl. So we need to address also the fact that you guys have a contract at the 29th degree. This is a final, a soulmate contract that you guys have for true love, connected to your past life changes that you wanted to make, like you guys wanted to actually get to be together this time. It is meant to seem sort of weird to other people how fast things go because it's a fairy tale karmic connection. That Neptune in seventh means it's a past life marriage. Like you don't understand the terms and conditions or how this happens, but the feelings are undeniable. And it's because you guys have a lot of past life stuff that you want to work out, but you want to be known as a couple. You want to be of service. It seems like you guys are going to do something together. Maybe I'll teach people about sex. Isn't that wild? Let me see. No, y'all are teaching people something. Being humanitarians in some way, shape, or form. You could write something or be into art together. There's a lot of stuff about art and inspiring each other to create or write. This could be a movie, it could be a play, it could be a book. But y'all are meant to combine your minds and y'all are going to channel something that is important. Y'all can even grow weed and teach people about the properties of weed. But no, this is very different. Oh no, he's a cop. You won't be teaching people about weed. But just know that y'all are meant to have some form of business together that helps people. Maybe even y'all start a group or y'all do like cute little couple things like that. But this is absolutely, oh, please don't let him fuck this up because this is your twin, man. I'm so happy to get this to you today.